Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Lalboy Thangminlal.
Okay. So, would you like to say something about this movement? Actually, there's a protest being held at Jantar Mantar today, and it's a massive support. Actually, hundreds, thousands of people are here. So, what is your opinion about it? What do you want to say?
Yeah, the main reason for the protest today is to express our angst, our anger, and also make sure that the voice of the tribal people, the Kuki Jo people, is heard by the central government, not just the central.
Can we move? So, what is the real agenda? Actually, what is the point, main issue? What you have that should be conveyed to the government of India?
We want to convey to the government of India that it is a high time that the sufferings of the tribal people in Manipur, that is the Kuki Jo community, should be recognized, and the recognition should be done by answering or otherwise complying to the demands of the Kuki Jo people, that is separate administration. Because the crimes that is perpetrated against the Kuki Jo community is too severe. We have seen the recent video that was circulated across the country, became viral, and how the women, the children, and also the innocent are being targeted as a victim, as a soft target, used as soft target in this ongoing conflict. That is the reason why the people have come out here to protest and also raise their concerns. The concern is that once and for all, we cannot live together. We cannot live together with people who don't respect our rights. We cannot live together with people who don't show any regard for the rights of humans, for the rights of the tribals. So once and for all, give us a separate administration.
So apart from separate administration, any other demands you have?
Of course, the perpetrators of the violence, those rapists must be booked. They must be punished according to the law of the land. And not just those ladies, but there are many violence that has been perpetrated that are buried under the carpet, and the FIRs are still lying with the police. So the state must come up and immediately take action on those people against whom the FIR has been filed.
And Biren Singh, recently, I think yesterday, he said something that it's not the first case. There are hundreds of cases like this. So what is the big deal? Like, you understand, the politicians are saying something like this. So what is your call
There are
for
hundreds
that?
of cases, but
It's also exposing them.
exactly.
That how many times they done it. They
many
themselves
cases.
are getting trapped.
Like I said, there are many cases that is perpetrated against the tribals. This is one-sided attribution committed against the tribals. It's one-sided. Yes, he is right. There are hundreds and tens of cases that is buried under the carpet. But just one video that became, that surfaced, actually opened the eyes of the politicians and those in power. What about those many cases that has been, until today, still buried under the carpet? Those cases, those incidents must come to light.
These are all done against the cookies
Yes, the cookies.
or also against the Metis?
No, it's not vice versa. It's not vice versa.
Because in the video somebody was calling something like that, or some people who were caught after the incident, they said that the cookies done similar thing with a woman of Metis group, and that's why we wanted to take the revenge, something like that. What do you think about that story? Actually,
that was a false allegation that was circulated. And mind you, it was because of these false allegations that were circulated way back in May 4th. Because of this fellow by the name Addition Moirangthin. He was the guy who was responsible for this. And there was another mainland Indian who says there are 200 of women raped and murdered and buried in Churichampur. So was the proof. Give us the names, if there is at all. Now,
And who is that man from mainland?
I repeat again, his name is Addition Moirangthin. He's still walking scot-free.
Okay.
Why is the law not hard-handed on this guy who has spread false allegations
Exactly.
and has led to, perpetrating of these sort of crimes against women?
So who is about this the recent incident with which the video is being there's a viral video on the net actually about a woman being teased and molested or then after rape actually. So there was a one guy with the green t-shirt or something shirt kind of thing. He's caught. Not
He is
caught.
caught as
Another man is doing something with the hand. He is also caught or not?
I'm not sure of the particular individual, but so far 4 have been apprehended by the state forces.
Okay.
But if you see the video, there are hundreds of them. Hundreds of them.
Hundreds of them.
Now, the person who's also taking the video.
And
is also
even the police was just looking at the things. I was not
Yes,
interfering or something,
the case
stopping
was
people.
such that these victims actually were taken by the police to safety. But what happened is the mob stopped them and manhandled the police and forcefully snatched the victims from the police,
Okay.
and the police stayed a mute spectator.
Okay, this happened exactly.
Exactly.
But we were looking something like the police was only looking at the things and let it happen.
Yes. So they're head in gloves. The police is also head in gloves. So those police personnel are also equally responsible for allowing these atrocities to happen. And in fact, these people must be booked and must be, action must be taken.
Identified and booked.
Exactly.
Not doing their duty and saving the
Yes,
people of the land.
yes.
Okay. And one thing more I wanted to ask you is like even you see even if all the issues are genuine and everything is genuine, your protest is genuine, is understandable, the people are supporting you, but at the same time your stage being shared by NSUI or congressman or some other people who are already controversial. The lady was speaking something from Shine Bagh or something. Like, don't you think that this will dampen the issue actually you're fighting for? Actually, they will think the government, even if they want to do something for you people, they will think that is being staged by the stages being shared by the opposition parties and the NSUI and all. And furthermore, if you see the National Crime Bureau data for crimes against women, the number 1 is UP, Uttar Pradesh, governed by Yogi. But the number 2 is Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot, and it's the Congress government. And if Rahul Gandhi is not speaking a single word on every year, thousands of women are being tortured and crimes are done against them in Rajasthan. It's number 2 in whole list. Though I agree that out of 12 or 13 states, 7 are being controlled and ruled by BJP government. Agree. And topping UP is also governed by BJP government. And the second number is Rajasthan, third number is Maharashtra, fourth number is West Bengal by Mamata Banerjee. That all people are there involved and they are not doing their duty properly. But the important thing is, like Rahul Gandhi is not talking about crimes against women in Rajasthan, but he's reaching Manipur to politicize the issue and to get something out of it, like he's trying to create his image or branding himself through Bharat Jodo Yatra and blah blah. What do you think about that? Actually, is the right way? You people are innocent. I know it. The tribal people are innocent. They do not know. They are being manipulated by these mainland Delhi people here. So be careful with them. And what is your call on that?
I
Actually,
will not call we are being manipulated by these people. It's just that everybody, irrespective of political affiliations and also irrespective of the organization that they belong to, have expressed their anger, dissatisfaction because of the crime that is committed to the tribals, especially to the women who are used as a weapon during times of conflict. History has, there's a lot of history about it, how women are being weaponized and used as a soft target during conflict. Now, let me not politicize, and the politicization of this...
I'm not saying you people are politicizing. They are politicizing your issue.
I understand. Politicizing of this issue, I'm not sure to which extent it has gone, but nevertheless, our demand is a genuine demand, and the demand is that...
But the people... Yes, please complete.
The demand is that when for ages we have been living together with mutual trust and understanding, but today, because of the one-sided approach of the government, Biren Singh government, who is a BJP chief minister, siding with only one community and targeting...
But they say double engine sarkar. What do you think? They're killing with the double engine.
Yes. So hating a certain community to that extent of killing, raping and molesting is a serious case. Now, according to, you talk about Crime Bureau, record is that the highest record is in UP and Rajasthan. Those crimes that we see in those states are different from the crimes that we see today in Manipur.
Yeah, this is
How
ethnic.
are they different?
Definitely.
Because the crime that is committed in Manipur is by a certain community because of the hatred towards another community. There is only to show their prowess, their power, and also tame the other, the sanctity of the other community. So this is done out of hatred, on communal lines, just because they belong to certain community, just because they belong to Cookie Joe community. This sort of crime has been perpetrated. Whereas in other state crimes, we see killings, we see robbing, we see rape. Yes, that happened, but that is done by certain individuals out of their vested interest. But here in the case of Manipur, is not vested interest, but just because you hate certain community, you're doing it just to show that we are above you and that you are, you have to be trampled, and that's how they use it to silence the other community. So the two violence has to be clearly distinctly segregated.
So recently there were 40 people were gunned down by the armed forces. There was a big news. Biren Singh said this, and it is in the news. You can trace it out in many newspapers or channels show that the 40 people encounter, or maybe we generally call it a genocide because it was done by the state, and they were cookies, I think.
Yes.
Right? So what do you think? There's a certain kind of you call it a genocide because they were selectively killed 40 people in a single day at different places in Manipur, and Biren Singh said this in his comment. So what do you think is a genocide being done because it's always the genocide is by the state? So do you think it's being done something like this in Manipur?
I would not like to use the strong word genocide,
But it's
genocidal in nature.
But if it's done by the state, if they're done by the forces,
Of course.
and with the single mindset that they were particular one community only 40 people killed, it means it's a genocide because it's done by the state, and state is controlled by the chief minister, and chief minister is controlled by the center government. So you cannot call anything else. So what do you think about that?
The Cookie Joe people would like to call it, instead of genocide, we would like to call it ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing.
Ethnic cleansing, fine,
cleansing.
but if it's done by another community of ethnic orientation, but if it's done by the state, it is a genocide.
See, you cannot directly say the state.
And this is the definition, global definition.
I
If it's done by the state, it is because the army under whom? Armed forces are under whom?
See, the state is not directly doing genocide against the Cookie Joe.
But why they killed
But you
40
see-
people in a single day?
See,
Cookies.
those are Arambai Tengal and Meitei Lipun in connivance with the state forces. In connivance with the state forces. Now, these Meitei Lipun, Arambai Tengals are militants. They claim themselves to be a cultural organization, but they are militants.
May they call
Who have-
cookies?
who
May they
have-
call cookies? They are militants. Cookies call Meitei, they are militants.
No. You have misunderstood. We should understand what.
Now we want your point of view.
Yes. See, the real definition of militant is you can also be a militant. I can also be a militant. When you have the patriotism for your own community or for your nation, and you use force to achieve your aim. In a sense, it doesn't have to be necessarily holding up arms. All of us are militants, in fact. All of us can be said to be militant. Now, there are cookie militants. I'm not denying it, but they are under the suspension of operations with the central government, the state government. So there is tripartite agreement between these three organizations, cookie militants. Whereas the Meitei militants, no suspension of operation. They are in fact touted as a terrorist groups. There are 8 terrorist groups in the Imphal Valley. Terrorist groups.
They are being supported by the state government or indirectly by the center government.
Of course. You see these people acting hand in gloves with Meitei Lipun, Arambai Tengal, there's terrorists and the state police commandos. And together they're attacking the Cookie Joe people. And that is why we have a lot of casualties, a lot of loss.
How many churches?
From
How many churches destroyed?
350.
And how many temples were destroyed?
Temples, I am not sure of the number of temples.
Approximately 50?
No, I'm not sure. I don't like to.
So how many churches you said destroyed?
350 plus
350 plus.
in the state of
And
Manipur.
how many number of people from Cookie side died?
Until today, the confirmed deaths are somewhere close to 150 plus.
Because a
150.
few days back I took another group I took the interview from, and they said around that time was under 25 or something. So that's why I wanted to know.
Now,
More than
it
150.
reached to 150 plus. See, there are a lot of unidentified bodies which are still
No,
lying in the
exactly.
valley.
So how many number of people displaced?
Around
More than 60,000?
60,000 people have
More
been
than
displaced.
60,000. Okay. And there was another question actually. I read one comment in Twitter, and there was a template over there, and they said that whatever amount the grant coming from the center government, and only 2% is coming to the cookies areas, and the rest 98%, 95% given to the Meitei group, and that's why they are rich and powerful. All administration blocks are there, government support is there, money, whatever is coming for the Manipur state, it is going to, they dissect the thing, and they showed that how much per every year is being given to cookies development and Meitei area development. It was a huge gap. The last 2021-22, it was 7,000 crore, and they were given only 49 crore to cookies, and the rest was given to
The valley.
Valley, 6951 or something crore. My God.
This
Is this truth?
True, very much true. This is one picture which you have seen. Just like many violence committed, you have seen only one video that surfaced and that
Exactly.
shook the country.
Shook the country, whole country.
Just like that, there is a lot of disparity in the budget sharing between the hills and the valleys. Since the time Manipur became independent state, 1972. And this is the only one incident you see that surfaced wherein you see the budget difference only once.
So there are hundreds
Imagine
of
every year there is a budget pass. Every year. Every year there is a budget pass.
I have the data of all the last
1970
5-10 years.
2023.
9 years I have
There is
the
a
data.
stepmotherly treatment in all the budget that has been, in the budget sharing in the state. And
There's no
you see
development
all
absolutely in the hillside.
Facilities, hospitals, universities, educational institutions, anything you talk about, it's there in Innofan. There is no equitable sharing of resources.
Yes, no equitable.
Now,
And there's nothing, no development, no equitable distribution of resources and grants for the development of the hills. But they want to capture the hills
Yes.
by getting a ST status. This was the main babal, right?
that was the main apprehension by the tribals. When you already have everything,
Even if the High Court is not actually authorized to pass such a decree or order, where they can say
Exactly,
the
exactly.
Chief Minister of India said the High Court doesn't have the power to give somebody right to can give a tag of Shallyu tribe to any community. They don't have that power.
so there is discrimination at every level. You look at the judiciary, there is discrimination. Executive, discrimination. You look at the legislature, discrimination.
This is the reason that you want a
This is the reason
separate
why we
administration.
want separate administration. That's it. Simple.
That's the only solution, because otherwise it will continue. All the violence will continue if the people, the state government, the center government, they want to do something to install or store the peace and law and order in Manipur. They should accept the fair and just demand of Kuki communities that they want a separate administration. Is not a big deal, because in India, in the past also, many states were created.
Rightly
They
said,
is not a big deal. They're not something extraordinary they have to do.
Chhattisgarh, we have Jharkhand.
Yes,
we
many.
have Andhra Pradesh, which was
Jammu Kashmir is a recent one. Sikkim was done. Many places.
Yes.
Telangana was done. So it's not impossible thing. If the government wants to do something, they can do it. If they want to remove this all violent and the disturbances from northeast or especially Manipur, I think they can very much do it if they have the will to do it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The political will to do it.
Political
It can
will
be
is
solved.
required for that. Thank you so much.
Sure.